Clahe canish pellen a blian yn eidig a siachto hocta tar All-Ireland gold na hi hynwchta ging di. On a blian den belle viawn yn eidig a siachto hoc. Dublin were going for 3 in a row in football, and they'd shown great form in Leinster and in winning the National League in the month of May. Is tolim gref gacht in a satir den duidem gref an da irnas far sa clahe canish, Kerry agus all clear. The Cosagar a Kelly at sa clahe lechanish and blian revision, agus a glahi canish na blian a siachto she agus siachto cui, as to be an tir galer a kind in a day. Lots and lots of interesting incidents took place in that famous find of 78. One of them, an spot a shore, in a will mishima hasavanish, os coir cool na canal the camach. Vesha shin, as na hactri elegaler le feshkin to give, sa clahe canish, a taer tea tos no dirachinish.
And everything set for the start of the game. The All-Ireland is on. Brian Mullins, Bernard Brogan for Dublin. Tony Hanaho for Dublin, being chased by Tim Kennelly. Up to the wing, and Jimmy Keaveney can't quite get up to it. It's a little bit too high for him, and it's gone wide. A movement that ended up with that over-high ball towards Jimmy. Charlie Nelligan now at the kick-out. Sean Walsh going up for it, getting it, and the referee signalling a free. Is it a free or a line ball? It's a line ball taken by Paddy Lynch. Owen Liston going up for it, ball breaking there, and the referee has penalised Dublin, and there's a free for Kerry about 35 metres out from the Dublin goal. Mikey Sheehy gone out to take it. Mikey, who has scored 417, as I say, for the Kerry men this year in the championship so far. Here he comes. A great save by Paddy Cullen. Ball fisted down by Bernard Brogan, who got a knock on the back as he fell there. Ball to Bobby Doyle. Jimmy Keaveney. Jimmy pretends to go one, goes the other, takes his shot, and there's the first score of the game. Jimmy Keaveney may have missed going up for that area one, but by heavens he got that one, and what a lovely dummy he sold there to John O'Keefe. 2 minutes gone, Dublin 1 point, Kerry no score. Charlie Nadigan. Brian Mullins fielding high in the air there. This is Bobby Doyle, a roving Bobby Doyle. And the referee blows up there and awards a free to Dublin for holding. Mick Spillane trying to keep up with them, but holding on to Bobby as he tried to race away there. This is Jimmy Keaveney to take a free just inside the 45-metre line. There's his angle. And it's over the board. Another point for Keaveney. It looked when he left his boot as if it was just going to the right, but it came round, judged perfectly, and Dublin lead by 2 points to no score after 3 minutes of play. Charlie Nadigan with the kick out. Tommy Drum fisting it down. Anton O'Toole and Paddy O'Shea, Paddy Lynch. This is one of the person-to-person tussles that so many people are anxious to see. Anton penalised there for pushing in the back. And Mick Spillane to take the free. Just outside his own 45-metre. But he near the sideline and back over the sideline, and there's a line ball for Dublin. Dale Driscoll to take it. This hero of so many battles. Lovely bit of fielding there in the centre. Jack O'Shea. And the 45-metre line. A mixed Milan. Leaving this one to Paddy Lynch. And Paddy standing back now to take it. Pat O'Neill fisting the ball down. Ball out now to John Egan out along the wing. Deflected there as it was going to Ogie Moran. Here's Tommy Drum. He's come over from the right to the left. Tony Hanaho. And Tim Kennelly gets the ball in his hand with a good high clearance to Ger Power. Ger putting inside. Bernard Brogan going, but it's still Ger. Getting the ball up now towards Pat Milan. But the referee has called back the play as Pat O'Neill came racing in to intercept, and the referee has called back the play and has awarded a free to Kerry about 30 metres out, even less, from the Dublin goal, and dead straight in front of it, and it's Mikey Sheehy. It's high, it's over the bar, and the first score of the game for Kerry, scored by Mikey Sheehy after just over 5 minutes of play, leaving the score now. Dublin 2 points, Kerry 1 point. Paddy Cullen with the kick out. Well, in their early games in the championship this year, Dublin were inclined to let the opposition settle down, but no way did they let Kerry settle down, but Kerry are really settled now. This is John Egan. Pat Milan has gone racing inside him. John Egan takes the shot. The ball is knocked down by Sean Doherty, and it's deflected for a 45. Kerry are trying this gambit of John Egan, or indeed one of the half forwards getting the ball, and Pat Milan going like a scolded cat inside behind the defence to await the pass that time looked like coming, but was deflected out over the end line. And Mikey Sheehy has come out to take the 45. Sometimes people say that the 45 is a bit too long for him. Is it? It's dropped, and Sean Doherty put it on the rebound there as he let it drop but got it up into his hand. This is David Hickey for Dublin. Bobby Doyle all alone briefly, and he's pushed off the ball there by an incoming Mick Milan. Jim Geenahan up the field with the ball. And this is Michael Sheehy who's come way down the field, and Ryan Mullins quite obviously penalised there for a push in the back and a free for Kerry. Dublin leading 2 points to 1. Paddy O'Shea. Ball breaking to Owen Liston. Mikey Sheehy, Sean Walsh, and Paddy Cullen. Paddy Cullen saving another one there. This is out to David Hickey. Oh, lovely twisted effort there. That Bobby Doyle is hoosed away again by Mick Milan and can't quite get to it, but the ball breaks far side of the field. Bernard Brogan. This is Mick Milan. Gay O'Driscoll going back for it, getting it ahead of John Egan. Passing it in to Tommy Drum. Ball deflected over Brian Mullins to John McCarthy. And he's beaten by Jimmy Geenahan. Jimmy Keevely comes into the act over there. And Jim Geenahan is caught around the neck there by Jimmy Keevely, and there's a free for Kerry. Just inside the Kerry 45 and right over near the sideline. Paddy Lynch. And Sean Doherty gets it, picking it out. Bopping up there, Kevin Moran under pressure, and a free out for Dublin from just outside their own 45. Sean Doherty, the fullback in all Dublin's recent All-Ireland victories, sending this one down, pulled on as if it were a hurling ball by David Hickey, cleared out as if it were a football by John O'Keefe, out now to Paddy O'Shea. And the ball gone out. Well, the linesman says no, and the game goes on. Sean Walsh with it now for Kerry, and 50 metres out from the Kerry goal, just on the sideline. Down here in under us for Kerry, and once again, Paddy O'Shea. Paddy standing back now with that short stride as he goes from it, and his longer stride as he comes to it. That's O.D. Moran. This is Anton O'Toole, first time really moving in the game. And Tony Hanaho running on to it to go past him. And it is gone out over the end line, gone wide. And whether one was giving it a charitable description to that or not, of Tony letting it go past him or it going past him, I'm not sure, but it did go past him. The ball went wide. The score remains Dublin 2, Kerry 1, and Charlie Nelligan is about to take the kick out after 10 minutes of play. Bernard Brogan fouled, and there is a free. The referee having a word with Jack O'Shea, and that may indeed have something to do with something that happened very early in the game as well. And the referee penalising Kerry 10 metres for dissent there, and there is a free to Dublin just inside the 45-metre line, and it's to be taken by Jimmy Keaveney. He chips it high, he chips it over the bar, another point for Dublin, and they're all scored by that man there, Jimmy Keaveney. Dublin 3 points, Kerry 1. And this game living up already to all the expectations of closeness. It's not a day for good football with a greasy ball, but it's great-hearted football. Ball fisted down by Tommy Drum. Paddy Lynch going down there. And the referee going over now and having a word with one of the Dublin players, is Paddy Lynch. And this is what happened. We can see it there as Anton O'Toole gets involved in a tug-of-war there. And apparently Paddy got a knock in the face, but he's all right. In fact, he's taking this free. Out to this side of the field now. O.D. Moran racing for it. Tony Hanaho racing for it. Tim Kennelly beats everybody to it. Joe Power now. And one of the Dublin players is down with an injury here that he has got after the ball was gone. The referee consulting the linesman, and the Kerry man has now gone down into the referee calling for the ball. Whether it was a Kerry man that fouled or a Dublin man that fouled, I don't know. First of all, David Hickey went down as if lightning had struck him, and then the referee went over and had a word to the linesman and decided that, well, nothing really had happened, and the game goes on with Kevin Moran clearing to Anton O'Toole for Dublin. And a mix-up there. Jimmy Keaveney getting the better of the exchange there as the ball was messed up by Tim Kennedy and John O'Keefe. This is John McCarthy. This is Tony Hanaho. And Tony is fouled, and there is a free in for Dublin, dead straight in front of the goal and about 20 metres out. And no medals for guessing who's going to take the free. The mighty Jimmy going for his 4th point of the game. He holds the record for the highest score in an All-Ireland final, 2-6 last year. Well, there's his 4th point of the day today. A point by Jimmy Keaveney, making the score now Dublin 4 points, Kerry 1. And what is it, about 13 minutes gone in this first half. Charlie Nelligan now. And a very clever piece of anticipation there by Jack O'Shea. The hopping ball that's going hopping in. Out comes Paddy Cullen. And Paddy tackles. And he retaliated too. There's no towards Ger Power. And here now is John McCarthy going through. But the referee has called back the play. The referee has called back the play from in front of the Kerry goal. Now down at the other end, there's no doubt that Ger Power had a go at Paddy Cullen, but there's also no doubt whatever that Paddy Cullen stuck out his boot and tapped Ger Power as he was going back into the goal. And let's hope that this kind of thing is not going to develop in this game. That's Tommy Drum. Sean Doherty a little bit surprised. Old Liston beside him. John McCarthy and Jimmy Deanahan, and Deanahan fouled for the old push in the back, and I think he was well aided by John McCarthy, who didn't exactly struggle to stay upright. And once again, it's Jimmy Keaveney going for his 5th point of the day. And this one has gone wide. And the score remains Dublin via Jimmy Keaveney, 4 points. Kerry, 1 point via Niall, or what am I talking about? Mikey Sheehy. It's a different generation. 16 minutes gone, first half. And a very short one. Pat Spillane, Tommy Drum after him, but Pat Spillane has got it. Through the centre, Gay O'Driscoll coming down. Brian Mullins belts the ball over to the far side, and it's not gone over the sideline. Pat Spillane to Owen Liston. Owen Liston going up now, being chased by Tommy Drum. Pat Spillane. A high desperation kind of shot, and Paddy Cullen being booed for the first time in his life as the Dublin goalkeeper comes out and clears that one out. And as Mick Spillane belts the ball out over the sideline, he is pushed, and there is a free for Kerry where the ball landed, which is in fact over the sideline. And it is, well, tantamount to a sideline ball. Ogie Moran to take it. Ogie, the captain of this Kerry team, former colleges star, minor star, under 21 star, and a real gentleman. He takes this ball right into the goal mouth. Fielded in there by Kevin Moran. Moran coming slowly out, and then a pass to Anton O'Toole, and Anton can't quite get to it. And there are danger signals in the Dublin half-back line. Hamstring, Kevin Moran hopping a little bit there. I just wonder if things are beginning to go against him. Brian Mullins, this is Kevin Moran now. Paul O'Shea, David Hickey, Paul O'Shea. Oh, there's some fierce swinging of boots there. And Tim Kennelly coming out, getting the ball off Tony Hanaho there, the hard way. And the ball gone out over the sideline for a line ball. And things just beginning to get a little bit peppery. And I wish the rain had cooled them all down. Brian Mullins. The referee waves on the play. Here's the ball gone back out now to Tommy Drum. Up along the far wing to Tony Hanaho with Tim Kennelly after it. And the referee, he's waving his hands out there. For the life of me, I'm not sure whether he's blown his whistle or not. The linesman is throwing in the ball. It's a linesman's ball. And Tony Hanaho getting the ball again. Up now where John O'Keefe has it for Kerry. John out to this side of the field, but intercepted by Brian Mullins. And Mullins pushed in the back by Sean Walsh. This free for Dublin, dead straight in front of the goal. And what started out as a fine, honest-to-God game has got to be quite a neatly one in the last 10 minutes or so. Well, Jimmy must think he can kick it better with the socks pulled up. Facing it once again. Dublin leading 4 points to 1. It's just outside the 20-meter line. And he sends it over the bar for another point for Dublin. 5 points scored by Jimmy Keaveney, and that's the Dublin tally. And 4 5 points were from frees. Well, Charlie Nelligan placing the ball once again for the kick out. Charlie, who of course plays soccer for Home Farm, just as Kevin Moran plays for Manchester United reserves at the other end of the field. And this is Ger Power. Ger going right through the centre. Pat Milan is outside and he's got the ball. And the referee penalises them for holding on too long. Pat argues, I played the ball on my toe. But the referee is the man who has decided that he held onto the ball too long. 3 out for Dublin. Gay O'Driscoll. Okay, looking back, he's getting some kind of an instruction from Paddy Cullen what to do with the ball. And will find a sense of the word, and he kicks it away up the far side of the field. Brian Mullins and Sean Walsh, and the referee has penalised Sean Walsh for what many people might or might not think was a fair charge, but anyway, the referee thinks it wasn't. And it's Jimmy Keaveney. Just inside the 45 metres. There's the angle from behind the goal. Right out of the sideline. Here's his kick. It's high. It's brought down in the goal and cleared out by John O'Keefe. Pat O'Neill with it now. And Pat, a screw shot that's gone slightly right. Tony Hanno into the centre. John O'Keefe. Pat Spillane trying to work his way down the wing, but then decides kicking is the better part of it. Twisted across by John Egan, Kevin Moran, Anton O'Toole, Owen Liston coming down now into Tommy Drum. Across now comes Jimmy Deenahan and John McCarthy. The ball goes past them both and it's wide. Pat O'Neill, who started that movement there, now watching Ogie Moran, I notice. Switches in the Kerry team. More about that in just a moment as Anton O'Toole gets the ball. Ger Power has gone into the centre and Ogie Moran to the wing. Pull forward Owen Liston coming down to help the defence, and this is Paddy O'Shea trying now to help the attack. And Sean Doherty all alone. Tim Kennelly. And the referee very quickly penalises Brian Mullins for holding. Mick Spillane to take the free. And a few loose Kerry men around the place now, but Owen Liston, unfortunately for them, has gone down injured. The ball going up from Pat Spillane and it goes to Kevin Moran. And Kevin not striding out as he takes the kick, but he does take the kick. Bobby Doyle is in there. Paddy O'Shea. And Sean Doherty lording it down 60 yards out from his own goal. John McCarthy. This is David Hickey. Bernard Brogan running onto it. It's shot at a lovely point. Oh, a lovely passing movement. And Bernard Brogan, the man who turned last year's semi-final right around, has got a lovely point. Look at this for some lovely passing. This is David Hickey. Running onto it there was Bernard Brogan. That was the end of the passing movement, and Bernard has sent it over the first non-Jimmy Keaveney point of the game, and Dublin lead by 6 points to 1 after 23 minutes of play. This is Pat Spillane, who's foraging everywhere. Now they're trying to feed the John Egan wing out there. Owen Liston, who's recovered from the knock he had a moment ago, in towards John Egan. But passes are going absolutely astray for Kerry. David Hickey, John McCarthy and Jimmy Deenahan. And John McCarthy has gone back in behind him. Jimmy getting his boot to the ball defensively out over the sideline. A line ball for Dublin. It's almost behind the corner flag. In fact, if it were an Old Trafford, you'd probably say it was a corner. Jimmy Keaveney to take it. Not even Jimmy. I won't say it. Maybe he will. Well, not even Jimmy. Into the centre it goes. Blocked down by Bernard Brogan, trying to screw it over. Back now out to Jimmy Keaveney. Oh, a lovely shot across the goal, but nicely and confidently caught by Charlie Nelligan. Patspalan going to tap it back to Sean Doherty. It was so obvious what was going to happen. Dublin seemed to have a spare man all over the place. Tommy Drum, Tony Hanaho. Back to Tommy Drum. Across towards John McCarthy, and Patspalan, the half-forward, as so often has happened, back in defence to help out. Paddy O'Shea. This is Tommy Drum. And Robbie Kelleher, who hasn't been in the game up to now, is up in the attack. Back to Bobby Doyle. And Bobby is penalised for carrying the ball too far. Well, Robbie Kelleher, I quite honestly don't remember seeing him touch the ball before now, but where does he pop up? But about 30 yards out from the Kerry goal. This is Owen Liston. Pass the ball out now to Jack O'Shea. Jack O'Shea right through there to Patspalan to John Egan. And Cullen has come out. And Cullen has come out. And it's the goal. Now well deserved, and well, here it is. The ball fisted through. Goes up now towards Patspalan. He passes it to the waiting John Egan. Paddy Cullen comes out, tries to smother the ball. He can't, and the ball goes into the goal. And the score is now Dublin 6 points, Kerry 1-1, and it's 26 minutes gone in the first half. Brian Mullins catching the ball. Tommy Drum. Jimmy Keevely and John O'Keefe together. John O getting the better of this one. This is Sean Walsh now. Patspalan, who's moved up the top of the left, but John Egan moves out to the half line. And this is Kevin Moran. And the referee has called for the ball way over far side of the field, and he has seen something, and there's a free to Kerry. Free to Kerry about 25 metres out from the Dublin goal and about 15 metres in from the far sideline. The linesman didn't seem to have seen what it was, or the fact that there was a free, but there is a free, and Mikey Sheehy is going to take it. The Dublin dugout there, and Kevin Heffernan in there in the middle of it. Mikey Sheehy standing to attention now as he comes up to take this kick. It's high, and it's gone wide. High and wide, and the score remains 6 points to 4 in favour of Dublin, who with all their superiority throughout the field for most of the first half now only lead by 2 points. The booing you hear is for Paddy Cullen, the goalkeeper, because of that foul early on Ger Power. That in fact was Kerry's first wide of the game. This is Patspalan now. Out now to Jack O'Shea. Jack O'Shea going through, and it's a point. A good point there as Kerry have really got moving. Jack O'Shea taking the point and taking the pass from Patspalan. Once again, part of the building up to a score, and Pat sending it down to Jack O'Shea, and it's over the bar, and now there's only 1 point between them with 28 minutes gone in the first half. Bernard Brogan trying to fist it over his head, but Kerry really motoring now after looking completely out of contention. This is John Egan now going through for Kerry. And this is Patspalan. It's worked again, going in now for this pass. At least it worked this time. He gets it back now to John Egan. Egan's shot is high, and the sides are level. John Egan, the scorer, and Dublin are 6 points, and Kerry are 1 goal and 3. And certainly Kerry, after being so completely in the doldrums, are really going great guns now. Paddy Cullen coming up now to take the kick out. Ball fisted down, and limping Kevin Moran going back for that ball, and the referee awarding him a free there. And there's no doubt that Kevin Moran is walking on one and carrying the other. Dale Driscoll with the free out. just outside the 45-metre line. Nicely fielded there by Paddy Lynch. Across into the centre to Paddy O'Shea. Passed on to Owen Liston. Across the goal mouth, or thereabouts, back to cover up is Tommy Drum. This is Kevin Moran. And now Bernard Brogan trying to start up a movement. David Hickey gone across to the far side of the field. Still David Hickey with Bernard Brogan way up on his outside. But he's still coming in and he's brought down rather forcibly there by Paddy O'Shea. And here it is again as David Hickey is going through. Just alongside him there is Paddy O'Shea, and it's much the same as the tackle we saw earlier on in the game. Referee having a word with Paddy O'Shea, saying no more of those, Paddy, and Paddy says you're darn right, or something like that. Well, it's Jimmy Keaveney with the free. There's his angle again from behind the goal. Point for Dublin. Dublin going into the lead again with their 7th point, 6 of them scored by Jimmy Keaveney. The score, Dublin 7 points, Kerry 1 goal and 3. That's 6 points. 30 and a half minutes gone in the first half. Bernard Brogan. Still Bernard Brogan. Brian Mullins running onto it there. And in a collision there with Tim Kennelly. Brian Mullins is stretched down there at the end of the field. This is David Hickey. Going very near the sideline. John McCarthy. Brian Mullins is still stretched on the far side of the field. Jimmy Deanahan tripped there, and the referee is awarding a free to Kerry for a foul there. John O'Keefe and Jimmy Keaveney getting a little bit hot under the collar. But way over in front of the Kerry goal, or slightly to the right of it, the referee hasn't seen it yet, is Brian Mullins, who is absolutely stretched. He's sitting up now. This was a collision with Tim Kennelly. And Brian is up, he's all right, coming up to take his place, and John O'Keefe is going to take the free. Jack O'Shea. Shoulder to shoulder. Oh, and lovely ball, a real attacking ball. It's deflected out, and it's gone very near the end line. Paddy Cullen going out for it. And Paddy Cullen. Oh dear, oh dear. Paddy Cullen, a judge. Oh, a goal in the greatest freak of all time. The referee gave a free to Kerry from the 14-metre line. Here it is again. Nobody was expecting the ball to be kicked, and before Paddy Cullen put it back into the goal, the ball was in the net. The giving of that free, one of the talking points of the game. The score, as Kerry lead now 2 goals and 3 points to Dublin 7 points. That was truly an amazing performance indeed. And now Kerry in the lead are going great guns as the ball goes up the far side of the field. And Kevin Moran pushed in the back and a free out for Dublin. Well, here is Paddy Cullen to take a free out, not his happiness day by any means. And the ball goes, Tommy Drum up to Bernard Brogan, and Brogan's kick gone out over the sideline, and there is a line ball for Kerry about 35 metres out from the Kerry goal far side of the field. Well, Ger Power went in towards Paddy Cullen. Paddy Cullen appealed that he had been fouled. The referee gave the free against him, and the free was taken, a quickly taken free. There was nobody in the goal, and the ball went into the net, putting Kerry ahead. And that surely is a talking point for the rest of this decade at least. Line ball for Kerry, far side side of the field. Kicked in by John Egan. This is Tommy Drum. Ball out the far side to Jack O'Shea, who's all alone, and the referee awards another free to Kerry just outside the 45-metre line. A free to Kerry. We're not very far from half-time. A free to be taken by Mikey Sheehy. And Paddy Cullen saves it. And clears it out, but he's cleared it right out over the sideline. And there's no doubt that the booing has put him off his game more than somewhat. The referee has his two hands up as if somebody was saying put him up, and I think what it all means is that it is half-time. Well, the half-time score is Kerry 2-3, Dublin 7 points, and that decision and that action around the Dublin goal is certainly going to be talked about for a long, long time. Both teams going off the field, but I think we'll have an opportunity of seeing again what happened. Here is another angle of what happened. Well, in fact, we don't really see it. All we see is the ball going into the net. We don't really see the actual protest by Paddy Cullen that he was fouled at the giving of a decision against him. It looked to some that Ger Power had elbowed him. I'm sure it looked to the referee that Paddy Cullen had elbowed Ger Power. But between them it was, and whatever the reason or whatever happened, Kerry got a goal from a quickly taken free, and Kerry lead 2 goals and 3 points to Dublin's 7 points.
Half-time, and I'm sure that Mikey Sheehy goal and the free which led to it got plenty of mention during half-time. Ach bhí sgéirt the múra eile le tap go fóil. Fannig í lind an dara lá, tar éis an bhrisise.
Half-time, Kerry 2 goals and 3 points, Dublin 7 points, and the second half is on. And Sean Walsh gets it. Sean Walsh is held, and there is a free to Kerry from 65 metres out from the Dublin goal, out into the centre of the field, and Tim Kennelly is going to take it. Kerry look as if they have the second of, at least some of them anyway, the second of Leo Griffin's sets of jerseys on them. The ball blocked by Tony Hanaho, who seemed to be a little bit surprised that he blocked it. It goes out to Sean Walsh. Sean still going up the field, David Hickey after him, and the referee penalises the Kerry man for holding on to the ball too long. Free out to Dublin, 20 metres out, Robbie Kelleher to take. And fielding there, nice fielding by Paulie O'Shea. Owen Liston, that's Robbie Kelleher in under it there, being bustled around, and the referee gives him a free there. And there's a free out for Dublin, Paddy Cullen to take it. Into the centre of the field again. Breaking down, Kerry getting moving now as Jack O'Shea has it. A dangerous ball to Owen Liston, and another goal! Another goal for Kerry, Owen Liston the scorer. And there's no argument, no doubt, no nothing about that one. Here it is again. There's Jack O'Shea into Owen Liston, who's inside his man, and he pounds it into the net, and Kerry lead by the score of 12 points to 7. That is 3-3 to 7 points. Paddy Cullen with the kick out. This is Tommy Drum. Bernard Brogan. Well, Dublin have come off the ground before, and by heavens, they're on it now. This is John McCarthy. Out now to David Hickey, who's fouled on his way through, and there's a free for Dublin, dead straight in front of the Kerry goal. Jimmy Keaveney is going to take it. 5 points between them. I'm sure he'll be satisfied with the point, or will he? Yes, it's tapping it over. A point by Jimmy Keaveney, his 7th of the game, Dublin's 8th, and that makes the score 12 points to 8, or if you prefer, Kerry 3 goals and 3 points, Dublin 8 points. 4 points between them, and 3 minutes gone in the second half. Charlie Nelligan now. Right down the centre. Kevin Moran not going up for it. The ball going to Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh out now to Pat Milan. Pat Milan with Sean Egan inside. Not Sean Egan. It's a point anyway. A lovely ball there. That came out on the wing there to Ger Power, who went through with it. And Ger Power, who finished it over the bar to make it now. Here it is again. And Ger getting the pass, going right through and sending it over the bar to make it 13 to 8 in favour of Kerry. That is 3-4 to 8 points. And here comes Mikey Sheehy. And now it's all Kerry again. A lovely shot, a lovely point from out the field. Mikey Sheehy, the scorer. And that's a goal and 2 for Mikey. Of Kerry's total of 3-5. Well, Dublin were in the height of trouble against Offaly. They came out of it. They're in the height of trouble now with a shortish kick out blocked down by Owen Liston. But the referee has gone down now towards the Dublin goal and has awarded them a free from about 20 metres, 25 metres out from the goal, where Owen Liston was penalised for standing too near the ball. And Paddy Cullen is going to take the free. Ball breaking, Sean Walsh coming so much into his own now, and the referee having a word with David Hickey for a swing there in the kidney section of Sean Walsh, and the referee writing his name. Claudia Lynch to take the free, which is just 65 metres out from the Dublin goal. Ball back into Liston, and it's another goal! Another goal for Owen Liston, and Kerry are on the highway. Here's the ball. Owen Liston passes it up to the wing, back it comes again. Owen blasts it to the net, and Paddy Cullen is left stranded, without an oar, without a boat. And here it is once again. That's the same goal from another angle. The score, 4-5 to 8 points in favour of the Kingdom. And Dublin don't know what's hit them. Except Kevin Morton, he does. Kevin is down injured from a knock there. And the referee calling for assistance to him. Pat O'Neill, Dr. Pat having a word there, and the referee having a word with Claudia Lynch. So words are being had here, there and everywhere. 17 points to 8 in favour of Kerry. And Kevin Moran, his injury this time, not the hamstring that has obviously been affecting him, but he did get a knock in the head. Well, they're bringing a stretcher out, but as I saw that he got it in the head, and if I'm not very much mistaken, they are attending to his head. Just exactly how the stretcher comes into it, I'm not too sure. Well, here's Fran Ryder on. It looks as if Brendan, in fact, or Kevin is going off. Fran Ryder is coming on as a sub. Well, I still say it was a knock in the head that he got. And that is indeed what they are attending to. Fran Ryder is on the field, but for a moment there, he looks as if he was almost ready to leave it again. Yes, he's going off the field, and well, is he? No, he's not. He's coming back again. And he's ready to play. He's bouncing ready to play. But the champions in real trouble. Here is the incident, well, we just saw the tail end of it. There's no doubt that it was a head injury there. In fact, Kevin Morton is up now with a bandaged head. And no way does he want to stretcher, and no way does he want to go off. Kevin Morton, a right kind of bandage with a hamstring and a head that's bandaged too. Robbie Kelleher is setting things moving now to David Hickey. David Hickey gets a knock there, and the referee waves on the flag as the ball goes to Jimmy Deenahan. Deenahan up this side of the field to John Egan. John Egan going toe-to-hand up along the wing. Gay O'Driscoll is after him. Gay trying to stop him without fouling him, but he does foul him, and there's a free for Kerry. And coming out to take it is Mikey Sheehy. Awkward enough angle, but Mikey very, very accurate. 4-5 to 8 points in favour of Kerry, and here comes another kick that's scoreable, and it's a score. Another point for Mikey Sheehy, and Mikey, the score of that one, as we say, with the score 4 goals and 6 points to 8 points, or 18 points to 8 in favour of Kerry, who looked as if the journey wasn't really necessary halfway through the first half. 9 minutes gone in the second half. That's Robbie Kelleher floundering there. Gay O'Driscoll going back for it. Being tackled by Ger Power and by John Egan and penalised for holding onto the ball too long, and Ger Power takes this one very quickly, but the referee calls this one back. Referee Seamus Aldridge calling that one back, and it's a free for Kerry to be taken by Mikey Sheehy, this one about 25 metres out. It's high over the board, and another point for Mikey, another point for Kerry, and he has now scored a goal and 3 of the Kerry total. 4-7 to 8 points in favour of Kerry. Lone Liston, of course, their scorer of 2 goals. Into the centre of the field, batting the ball down to Ger Power. Ger Power's kick blocked down there by Tommy Drum. Tommy Drum up this side of the field with the ball, screws off his boot, and has gone out over the sideline. Tim Kennelly to take it. Deflected off Tony Hanaho, and another line ball for Kerry, this one hitting the 65-metre line flag. Cody Lynch to take this one. Referee is tootling there. I'm not too sure what it is. I think it's just to get on with the game. And the ball coming to Pat Spillane, quickly delivering it up along the wing to John Egan. John Egan pushed away there, and Bobby Doyle up into the centre, but it goes to Kerryman, Cody O'Shea, out to the far side of the field now. Jeff Power racing out for it. Going out now to help is Pat Spillane. And Kevin Moran bandages left, right and centre, but with the ball. Now to Brian Mullins. Across to Kevin Moran. Sean Walsh is after him. Sean Walsh is robbed him. And the ball comes down to Jack O'Shea. And it's Kerry in the centre of the field who are lording it at the moment. And here comes Kerry again as Ger Power gets it up now to Owen Liston. Owen Liston is Pat Spillane to Owen Liston, and a point that might have been a goal. And boy, these Kerry lads fling that ball around with purpose. One pass. Then another one to Owen Liston, getting inside his man. Pat Spillane back to Owen Liston, and Owen Liston takes his point. And Dublin trying to do something about their 12 points of deficit. Brian Mullins trying to get up there but can't. Jimmy Deenahan getting down there but can't. He to Cody Lynch. Cody is held by Brian Mullins, and Dublin, who were absolutely lords and masters of Kerry for most of the first half, are trailing the Kerry men, not just on the scoreboard, but indeed on the field. And surely they must pull something dramatically out of the hat at this stage. 12 points behind, and we make it 12 minutes gone in the second half. This is Owen Liston, who's everywhere. This is Paddy O'Shea, who's with them. That's Anton O'Toole. Ger Power, once a defender, but what an attacker. And the referee has blown his whistle and has awarded a free to Kerry on the 20-metre line, far side of the field, and it's to be taken by Mikey Sheehy. There's his angle. It's high, and it's gone to the left of the upright. It's knocked down by Sean Doherty and eventually cleared out, but there seem to be 4 Kerry men everywhere now. Now it's Pat O'Neill bursting through the 4 Kerry men. He to David Hickey. David Hickey gone up the field now. Still going on. And the referee has awarded him a free for pushing and tripping there, and this free, dead straight in front of the goal, will be taken by Jimmy Keaveney. And you know, let's face it, a point from out there at this stage, it might be all right if the game were just 3 minutes to go, but is he going to try and organise something? No, he's not. He's going to tap it. Well, he is going to try and organise something, but it didn't organise. It went right into the hands of John O'Keefe. Out now to Anton O'Toole, who is pulled down by Sean Walsh, and a free to Dublin. Jimmy Keaveney, again, 35 metres out. And he takes his point, he sends it over the bar to make it now Kerry 4 goals and 8 points, Dublin 9 points, and that is Jimmy's 8th point of the game. The only other Dublin man to score has been Bernard Brogan. Referee blowing his whistle to Charlie Hennigan to kick the ball out. The crowd on the hill, who have been numbed, are beginning now to try and rise the Dubliners to do something, and the ball comes out over the line ball to Dublin. Gay O'Driscoll to take it. 40 metres out from their own goal. Ball brought down by John Egan. Tackled just as he kicks the ball. It's Owen Liston again. Goal scoring Owen. Well, that was passed and God directed and God did. First of all to Jeff Power, but he turned out to be a dub when he passed it the line. The next time it went to Kevin Moore and out to Pat O'Neill. Pat penalised for carrying the ball too far. Free to Kerry. Mikey Sheehy to take it. 45 metres out, over on the far side of the field. And it doesn't go quite where he wants it to. Dublin trying to open up an attack now. Tony Hanaho being chased and tackled and hustled by Tim Kennelly. So much so that even the imperturbable Tony looked like reacting there. Free to Dublin, taken by Brian Mullins. Bernard Brogan to David Hickey. Pass to the short one. Tony Hanaho and Tim Kennelly together. Kennelly back to Pat Spillane. The man that's everywhere, and not for the first time. This is Pat O'Neill. That's Bobby Doyle trying to reach for it. And that was Mitch Spillane getting the ball out over the sideline. Line ball for Dublin now, just inside the Kerry 65-metre line. 20 points to 9. David Hickey. Tony Hanaho going up for Tommy Drum, gets it in a bit. This is Jack O'Shea. Jack O'Shea now up to Mikey Sheehy, who's come back to help the defence. And it's Pat Spillane again to Mikey Sheehy. Mikey Sheehy right through the centre to John Egan. Gay O'Driscoll tackles him as he gets to the ball. Or gets rid of it. The ball up now to Owen Liston. And where is Owen going to flick this one? Nowhere, because Sean Doherty gets his foot to it. But Owen is back again. This is Ogie Moran. and a high one that has gone wide. The score remains Kerry 4-8, Dublin 9 points. 4-8 to 9 points, and we make it 18 minutes gone in the second half. Into the centre field again. Bernard Brogan soloing downfield, about to be cut off. Delayed action there. Bernard a little bit shaken, but the free being taken by David Hickey up the field. Pat Spillane again. Well, I don't know who your idea of the man of the match is, but I know that mine is Pat Spillane. And going out there with that ground ball, Kevin Moran, and Kevin Moran again. Kevin has short his hand down to Bobby Doyle. Bobby in possession, across to the far side, intended pass, but intercepted by Paddy O'Shea. Paddy Lynch, Jack O'Shea. Goes right up to goalkeeper Paddy Cullen, and the boos will continue from the opposite end of the field. Anton O'Toole going up for it, but there are an awful lot of shadows around here at the moment, the shadow of the electricity that Dublin have put into so many attacks. And Robbie Kelleher belting that one off the shin of a Kerry man and sending it over the line and wide. 4-8 to 9 points. Kerry the leaders. Kevin Moran. He may be looking like somebody from Custer's Last Stand, but he's certainly blocking up the way there of the Kerry attack. David Hickey over now to Bernard Brogan. But gone out there is Ogie Moran. Ogie Moran nipping in there quickly. Ball out to the wing towards Ger Power, and back it comes again to Ogie Moran. And Ger Power racing up the wing. He's gone up to the right corner. Robbie Kelleher is after him. That's John Egan. And O'Liston is in there and has sent it into the net. The referee is going down to query that one. The referee is going down to query whether he was inside the square or not. They decided that he wasn't. The verdict is yours. 5-8 to 9 points in favour of Kerry. Here's that goal once again. There's O'Liston and there's the goal. 5-8 to 9 points. Kerry absolutely trouncing a Dublin team that somehow, after being in command in the first half, have been so completely outplayed. And certainly the goal in the first half, and even that last one now, may be debatable ones, but there's no debate about who is in front and who should be in front.
SFC, parked on the North Circular Road.
That's Paddy Lynch. And this one fisted over the bar by Pat Spillane. Pat's first score of the game, but what an impact he's made on it. He has been everywhere throughout the game, and when Kerry had their backs to the wall, well, the man with the extra trowel and brick there was always Pat Spillane. And Bernard Brogan trying to play his heart out. Tommy Drum. On now to Anton O'Toole. And Anton O'Toole playing away. Ball out now to David Hickey. Hickey crossing now to Brian Mullen. Brian trying to get through to Anton O'Toole. Anton has the ball knocked down to Bobby Doyle. Bobby is brought down, and there's a free for Dublin. On the 13-metre line, and things have got so desperate that they're going to let Bobby Doyle take it and try and engineer something, but they've changed their mind. Jimmy Keating is going to take it. A try for a goal, but a lovely bit of fielding by John O'Keefe. The ball fisted away from him. Coming out or trying to come out. Pushed his way out. The ball is Jack O'Shea, but the referee has blown his whistle, and there is a free out, and the borders of a free for all. A free out. Here it is. goalkeeper, and to John McCarthy, the left full forward. Well, that was a hectic siege indeed. Jack O'Shea, I saw with the ball coming out, and then, in fact, the referee has put the goalkeeper off, and he has put John McCarthy off. Well, this is going to be a memorable All-Ireland. A goalkeeper put off, and John McCarthy sent off, and gone back into the goal. Who would you think? Pat Spillane. He's gone back into the goal for Kerry. But they could put Leo Britton in now, and I think they'd still win. 29-24 to 19. And here comes Kerry up along the far wing. And the ball gone off all listed, but it didn't go over the end line. Paddy Cullen to General Custer. In the centre, oh, the ball going past Mick Spillane. Here's Bobby Doyle now. Bobby Doyle working his way up, and this pass goes right into the hands of Pat Spillane, who's now come out from the goal, and Jimmy Deenahan has gone into the goal. This is John Egan. Across into the centre to Pat Spillane. And Owen Liston again. Back out to Ger Power. Back to Owen Liston. And Owen takes his point. A lovely hand passing movement there. Owen Liston completing the passing movement. That's Pat Spillane. Owen Liston and Ger Power back to Owen, and Owen fisting it over, making it now 25 to 9. And this is Tony Hanaho coming downfield. Anton O'Toole, Tony Hanaho, and the ball knocked away from him by Cody Lynch. Kerry with the hunger for the ball that Dublin just seemed to lack today. Kevin Moran, Bobby Doyle, Brian Mullins, and again it's Kerry coming away with Jack O'Shea to John Egan. It doesn't matter what way you want to play the football today, long kicking and catching or close playing, Kerry seem to have the answer. Paddy Collins clears to the shore, but the referee this time has awarded a free out, penalising Owen Liston for being inside the square. Well, this looks like being the biggest defeat Dublin have ever suffered in any final. Their biggest defeat up to now was 7 points in 1975 when Kerry beat them. And Kerry's biggest win was back in 1930 when they won by 18 points against poor old Monaghan. And they're only 2 points away from that total now. There is no point there. The ball is kicked out from the parallelogram. Umpire put up the point flag maybe, but there is no point. The score remains 5-11 to 9 points. Well, that last kick out anyway was taken from the parallelogram. There's some confusion about the actual score at this stage. The ball gone down, and Jimmy Deenahan, who has now done a different kind of jersey from the rest of the players, sends the ball up towards John Egan. The correct score, as far as we make it, is 5-10 to 9 points. That was not a point a moment ago when that last point was scored, or what appeared to be a point was scored for Kerry. It was not. It was a free taken out by Paddy Cullen. That doesn't make a heap of the difference. Unless the greatest miracle since Moses struck the rock happens now. 26 points to 9. Kerry the clear leaders. That is the... Wait, I'll go back. I'm sorry. I've just quoted now what the scoreboard says. Our score tally is 5-10 to 9 points. That is 25 points to 9. And the line ball kicked across. It comes to John Egan. John Egan takes a shot and sends it wide. But I repeat that last ball that was kicked out by Paddy Cullen was kicked out from the parallelogram, not from the 13-yard line or any other line which the ball would be kicked after a score. Kevin Moran held and a free, quickly taken. Bernard Brogan, Anton O'Toole, up towards Jimmy Keaveney, and the ball comes back out to Pat Spillane, back in now to Paddy Lynch. Paddy Lynch is kicked knocked down by Brian Mullins, and back to the new goalkeeper, Jimmy Deenahan. This is Odie Moran. The scoreboard is wrong as far as I'm concerned, but it doesn't make a difference, as I said, whether it's 25 to 9 or 26 to 9. In fact, Kerry are now going to send in Paddy O'Mahony into the goal. This is David Hickey now at the ball. Back out to Brian Mullins. Brian Mullins trying to get through. The crowd booing him. The ball coming back out to Tommy Drum. His kick blocked down. Bernard Brogan. Tony Hanaho. Trying to burrow his way through to be fouled in there, I'm sure. But he's not fouled. Ball comes to Bernard Brogan. Brian Mullins trying to get to it. David Hickey. Ball eventually rooted out. So help me God, it was Pat Spillane who kicked it. This is Kevin Moran. This is Bernard Brogan. And this is Tony O'Shea of Kerry. Back out where Pat O'Neill gets it. And Pat O'Neill's effort broken up there by Paddy O'Shea, who is well and truly fouled there by David Hickey, and there is a free out for Kerry as Paddy O'Mahony goes into the goal. Jimmy Deenahan going off, and a special cheer for Paddy as he comes into the goal. Paddy, who was the regular goalkeeper for Kerry, he lost his place through injury. He couldn't get it back, and Charlie was the darling, and now he's back there. And a big cheer on the far side too for Jimmy Deenahan. In fact, there's a cheer in Croke Park now for everything that's green and gold. And here's one thing that's green and gold. Ger Power trying to get the ball back past the boy in blue, Robbie Kelleher, and Robbie is forced to clear it out over the sideline, and it is with 4 minutes left in the game. A line ball for Kerry. And the referee penalising Jack O'Shea for picking the ball off the ground. That one went over the bar too, but that's no score either. Kevin Moran, Pat O'Neill, Bernard Brogan trying to get in there. Tim Kennedy, who's been very busy today. Ball back to John O'Keefe, and John has gone down. And there is a free for Kerry. And it is about 25 metres out from the Kerry goal, and it'll be taken by Paddy O'Mahony. And just in case he doesn't get a kick out, he's going to get a kick of the ball anyway. Mikey Sheehy, who's all round the place. Kevin Moran. And here's Pat O'Neill. Dublin play, but somehow they just can't do anything whatsoever about reducing the score even to respectability. And Paddy O'Mahony can police that one, dribbling out as if it were a putt going to go into a hole.
Logan, a young boy, Paul Kelleher.
Just less than 3 minutes left in the game now on our stopwatch. Kerry leading 25 points to 9. 5-10 to 9 points.
Please taken to the Secretary's office, the rear of the holding stand. The boy's name is Paul Kelleher from
Body O'Shea. And here comes Kerry again.
The Secretary's office at the rear of the holding
This is John Egan. What a great forward he is. Gay O'Driscoll trying to hold on to him, but John's still in the sales business. And this one has gone over for another point for Kerry, and that makes the score 5-11 to 9 points. Now the scoreboard has the score as 5-12 to 9 points, but as far as I'm concerned, it is 5-11 to 9 points. And over on the far side of the field, I see one of the Kerry men has gone down right over at the sideline. And I don't see anybody near him. It's Pat Spillane. It's possibly from exhaustion. And you know, the fellas with the stretchers, they must be getting overtime today. There's one running from each side of the field. And there's no way that the stretcher wanted anywhere. Well, we're in the dying minute of the game now. Dublin's last score was after 15 minutes of play in this second half. And listen to the Kerry chant. The ball being retrieved now for a line ball. Taken by Robbie Kelleher. Got in the air by Anton O'Toole. And Anton fouled by Body O'Shea. And the referee running up, pushing him away, and quickly taken free. And Jimmy Keevely is held. And the referee penalising Sean Walsh for dissent. And surely Dublin are going to try. They tried, but they didn't succeed. They tried for a goal as Jimmy Keevely tried to crash it to the net. John O'Keefe got his fingers to it, and in the dying seconds of the game, there's a 45 for Dublin. It's taken by Bobby Doyle to Jimmy Keevely to Tommy Drum, and that must be some kind of a hole from World Television Wrestling, but whatever it was, Jimmy Keevely took the resulting free. He tried for a goal outside of the net and wide. And so Kerry are within a referee's whistle of their 24th All-Ireland title in an All-Ireland final that will surely go down in history for an awful lot of reasons. That's Bernard Brogan. That's Brian Mullins. That's Bobby Doyle. And David Hickey's effort for a goal blocked down by the wall of Kerry. And Kerry come away. Jack O'Shea and Sean Walsh, one of the maligned, here's the final whistle, one of the maligned aspects of the Kerry team, a centre field that surely paved the way for a victory that was well earned today. This was an All-Ireland final, an amazing All-Ireland final. We had an amazing decision, one of them anyway, by referee Seamus Aldridge just before half-time, that viewers saw in the rerun, a decision that wound up with the Kerry goal. Then we had at the end, we had the goalkeeper for Kerry put off the field, and we had a Dublin forward also put off. And we've had absolute brilliance and dedication from a Kerry team who came really from being nowhere. They were nowhere halfway through that first half. Dublin were giving an exhibition, but if they did give an exhibition, they didn't press it home on the scoreboard, and Kerry have come back to win. Now, there is a doubt about the final score. The scoreboard says 5-12 to 9 points, 27 to 9. As far as I'm concerned, from where I'm sitting, Paddy Cullen kicked that ball out that we mentioned earlier from the parallelogram. And now, Mick Dunn has just been down with referee Seamus Aldridge, asked him for the score, and the reply he got from the referee is that he has no comment to make, which I think puts another mark of the extraordinary about today's All-Ireland final, which you needn't have any doubt Kerry have won. No matter what the scenes or anywhere else about the game is. And here's Ogie, the star of Golmanston College some years ago, the lad who was the mascot back in 1960 as a 4-year-old kid. And here he is receiving from Con Murphy the coveted Sam Maguire Cup.
Agus tá craobh na hÉireann thar náiste Géirí. Tréaslaíonn le fuireann Géirí as ucht an bómh úntacha bhíocha. Agus chomála san, cé nach bhfuil marrá go bhfuil deireadh le fuireann blachtaí a fós, tréaslaíonn lo freisin. Agus is dócha go bhfuil sé an doing ar muochas a gháil de fuireann á clia as ucht an méad a siad a gcóir ar cluichí le ó néideach seachta cahar a nús. The All-Ireland final of 1978 is over and the title is back in Kerry. I want to sincerely congratulate Kerry on their great win, pay a tribute to their team and their officials, but I think while we're not saying that Dublin are finished by any means, I would like to pay a tribute to them. I would like to pay a sincere tribute to that great team for what they have done for Gaelic football since 1974. I would also like to pay a tribute to the referee and the officials and all others responsible for this great day, and to pay a tribute to all concerned. Once again, a sincere congratulations to Kerry, a tribute to Dublin for what they have done, and particular tribute to Donegal O'Moran, Captain Ferran Kerry, Osachtan Buon to Gaviaca, August Hoshed on Oregomanis, on Corn of Runner at Donegal Ogie Morton.
Really úsil agus a card a gweil. Tá an áhas orm an corn seo ag leacha son Fern agus Winter Kerry. A President, Taoiseach, Reverend Fathers, Sisters, Ladies and Gentlemen, it is indeed a great honour and privilege for me to accept this cup on behalf of the people of Kerry and the Kerry team. There's an awful lot of credit due to an awful lot of people, but I'd like to say a special word of thanks to the selectors who always seem to have a hard job down in Kerry. I don't know why. Every year they seem to have some problem. The county board for being so generous to us in training, and to a special man, Owen McCrahan, who looks after the sewer to the team, and not alone in the sewer, but a great friend to all the lads. I'd like to say a special word of thanks to one man. Oh, I don't know how we're going to thank him. You know, he's done everything for us. He's left home every evening at 5 o'clock and doesn't get home till 11. And he runs a thriving business down in Waterford. I don't know how he manages, but he never leaves us down. I'd like to say a special word of thanks to Mick O'Dwyer. There's two men today, to no fault of their own, who missed the game. Some said he would have given his hand to be here, but I think he did give his hand not to be here, and that's Tommy Doyle. I'd like to say a special word thanks to Tommy Doyle. And we mustn't forget also Gerald Keith, who trained just as hard as anyone did, who wasn't there to reap the rewards. And now, it gives me great honour to pay tribute to this, I must say, not because we won today, but to a superb Dublin team. I hope that when we look back in Gaelic football, we will not think of Dublin as we saw them today, but the way they warmed our hearts for the last 5 years.